Good morning, students. This is Bhavani, working as a contract lecturer, Computer Science Engineering, GPW Medak, third semester, Data Structures through C. So, our subject, Data Structures through C. Second unit, Introduction to Data Structures. And today's topic, Linear Data Structures. Okay. So in the previous class we discussed about the difference between primitive and non-primitive data structures, classification of data structures, difference between linear data structures and non-linear data structures. So once again we will be revise all the topic once. So what is a data structure? Data structure is nothing but it is a way of collecting and organizing data in such a way that we can perform operation on this data in an efficient way. So data structure is about tendering data elements in terms of some relationship for better organization and storage. So for example, I am taking the example, if you have some data which has a player's name, if you want to store the player's name, what are the players name? The name will be there and age should be there. Yes, if you want to keep the more fields you can be keep. I'm taking only two fields, that is the name and the age. In the name we am taking the Virat and the age is in 26. So what is the data type for the name what we are using? That is a string data type. Virat is a string data type. And age 26. 26 is an integer data type. What type of data type we are taking? Integer. So to store some data which has a player's name, we are taking the Virat as a string name and the age 26 is an integer data type. So we can organize this data in a record like a player record. So we will have both the player's name and the age in it. Now we can collect and store player's record in a file or database as a data structures. So some more names you can be added like Dhoni 30, Sehwag 33. So the name and the age you can be stored in a file, that is in players record. So this is an database we are collecting and we are organizing in an efficient way is called the data structures. And next, data structures are classified into two types, primitive and non-primitive. Primitive data type is nothing but the instructions has to be operated on by direct by machine is called primitive data structures. And non-primitive which are not directly operated by the machine level instruction is called non-primitive data structures. In the primitive data structures which are operated directly by the machine, what are the examples I am taking? That is an integer, character, float, double, pointers, strings. These are the examples can be given to the primitive. And coming to the non-primitive data structures, that are non-primitive data structures which are not directly operated by machine level instructions. Yes, here we will be again it is divided into three types: list, files, arrays. List is divided into two types, linear and non-linear. Again linear will become under the arrays and the stacks. Arrays, stacks, queues, linked list will become. Non-linear will become the trees and graphics. Okay, these are the difference between primitive and the non-primitive. And next we have the classification. It will become under the, if you want to classify it based on the memory, means it is the data structures can be classified into two types, that is in static data structures and dynamic data structures. Static is nothing but allocation of that memory to the data structures before compiler. Before compilation, the memory will be allocated. So which is the example can be taken, that is an array. In the array it will be we will be specified the size before compiling only. So that's why that is in static. We cannot change. Yes. And the dynamic means the allocation of memory to the data structures at runtime. At the runtime, example linked list. If you want to create linked list using pointers, at the time you have to use the dynamic memory, dynamic data structures. So this is for the memory allocation, how we will be allocating. Yeah, allocating memory, two types, that is an static and dynamic. And coming to the, based on the collection of type of data structures, that is in type of data, we have the data types are then. So based on that, again it is divided two types, homogeneous and non-homogeneous. Homogeneous is nothing but the data structures which contain the single type of data. It contains the same type. Example, that is an arrays. Array will have the single data type. In that we can be collect number of elements in the continuous memory location. Non-homogeneous or the heterogeneous, the data types which contain multiple types of data. So here we can be use the different types of data types can be used, that we are calling the data members. So example, structures or the records you can be take it. So non-homogeneous data structures. So this is the classification of the data structures. And difference between linear data structure and non-linear data structure. In linear data structures, the data structures elements are arranged in linear to form the sequence, and each will have one precedence and one successors, so which are arranged in continuous memory location. So example of the linear structures are stacks, queues, linked list, etc. And what are the operations can be done under the linear means it can be inserted, it can be insert, update, modifying. Yes. So these are the operations can be done in the linear. Non-linear data structures. Non-linear data structures, elements are not arranged in sequential or linear fashion, and each element will have more than one precedence and more than one successors, which are not arranged in continuous memory location. Example, trees, graphics, tables, etc. These are the examples can be given. Yes. And what are the operations can be done means it can be insert, it can be delete. Yes. Sorting, searching, transversing, merging. So these are the operations can be done under the non-primitive data structures. Insertion is nothing but adding the new element to the existing list of element. Yes. Deletion, removing an element from the existing list of elements. Display is nothing but printing the existing list of elements. Sorting, arranging the given list of elements in an order, it may be ascending or descending order. Transversing, identifying an element whether it is present in the given list of elements or not. Searching, we have to identify first. Transversing is nothing but visiting all the elements in the given list of elements exactly once. Merging is nothing but combining two or more list of elements into the single list is called merging. So these are the operations come under the non-primitive. So the difference between linear and the non-linear data structures. So this is the last class we discussed, and today's topic we will be discuss, that is an linear data structures. In linear data structures, what are the example I take, that is an arrays, queues, stacks and linked list. So we will be deep descriptions on based on that. So coming to the linear data structures, what is an linear data structures, we know that. So arranging the elements in the continuous manner. Yes, or arrange the elements in linear or the sequential manner is called the linear data structures. How many types we having? Arrays, queues, stacks and linked list. 4 types. First, array. What is an array? We know that array is nothing but collection of elements. Array is nothing but collection of elements in a single data type is called homogeneous data type, or it is called the array. How we will be declaring the array? How we will be finding the array? Array will have the index. In the index we will be specified the size. The index will be represented in the form of the square brackets. In the square brackets we have to mention the size. That size is then fixed. The size has to be mentioned, how many elements we need to store, okay, and the elements what the size is specified, that much memory will be allocated in the continuous manner. So size of the array should be specified at the time of declaration only. Elements can be accessed through, how we will be accessed, through the subscript. If you want to access any value from the list, you can be give the value in the subscript. Array elements are faster to access because the continuous memory, in the continuous memory we are storing, that's why it is easy to access. Arrays will not be stored address of elements, it will be stored the values, the elements it will be stored, and for the element will have the address. So arrays uses static memory location. We know that memory is allocated before compiling only. Okay, this is an array. Let me see how we will be declaring, how we will be using the arrays. Array is defined set of finite number of steps, finite number of homogeneous elements or the data items, or collection of data items in a single data type is called the array. It means array can contain one type of data only, either all integers, all floating point numbers, all characters. Not, we cannot be combine array carry into float, we cannot be. If we are declared integer, all integers numbers will be stored. If we are declared char, all char values can be stored. If you are declared the float, all float values will be stored. So like that it will be contain only one type of data. Array is also called homogeneous data structures. So how we will be declaring the array means data type, variable name and size of array. So example, data type is nothing but I am taking the int, variable name is an a, and the size of array is an 10. So that size has to be specified in the square brackets and followed with the semicolon. What is the concept of array? The individual element of an array can be accessed by specifying the name of the array followed by the index or subscript inside square bracket. Yes, what we have to follow, for the variable we does not have any subscript, so that's why we are calling the variable. The variable can store only one value, where array can be stored, the number of elements can be collect and it will be stored. So where we are storing in the subscript, that is the name. Okay, the individual element of an array can be accessed by specifying the name of the array. What we are specifying, the name should be, and followed by index, the index or subscript. So index is also, the square bracket can be called the index or the subscript inside the square bracket. Okay, example, if you want to access the 10th element, the 10th element statement will be a of 9 because the index always starts from storing from 0. See, the first element of the array has index 0. So in an array of 10 elements, the first array will be the 0 and the last a of 9. First array will be a of 0 and the last a of 9, because the 10 elements 0 to 9 means 10 only. But in index, how we will be storing, it will be stored from the 0 and end with the 9. The element of array will always be stored in consecutive memory location, that is, it will be stored in the continuous only. The size of an array can be calculated by this equation, that is an upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. So upper bound, upper means that is the last index number is 9, lower bound is then 0. So 9 minus 0 we will get the 9 plus 1, so that is equals to 10. Okay, how we will be calculating the size of the array? By using equation upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. Okay, lower bound is 9 and upper bound is a 9 and lower bound is an 0. So after subtracting we will be plus 1 should be added. And next, how the operation will be performed? If you want to use the array, we have to use the loop. That is in the loop, for loop compulsory we have to use it. Yeah, based on that one dimensional, we have the three types of arrays are there. So single dimension, two dimensional and three dimensional arrays we having. So for the one dimensional or the single dimension, we will be using only the single loop. For the two dimension, we have to perform based on the two loops have to be used. So nested for loop compulsory we have to use. So let me see. Arrays can always be read or written through loop only. In case of one dimensional array, it is required one loop for reading and one loop for writing. If we have the one dimensional array, so it required one loop for reading and one loop for writing. In case of two dimensional array, it requires two loops for each operation. So two loops for reading and two loops for writing if we have the two dimensional array. If we are doing one dimensional array, it required only one loop is enough for reading and one loop for the writing. For the two dimensional, we have to use the nested for loop. And how the array representation, let me see. So I declare the int, the size length is an 6. Okay, 6 memory locations will be allocated for the single variable a. All are the int only, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9. Okay, these are the values. What are the operations can be performed on array? You can be create an array. You can be transfers. Transfers means at least once you have to visit. You have to identify or visit all the elements given list at least once. That is a transversing of an array. Insertion of the new element, you can be insert. Yes, if you want to add any value, you can be. Deletion of required element. Modification, if you need any changes, modification. Merging means combining of array. Okay, total 6 operations can be done on the array. Creation of the array, transversing of an array, insertion of a new element, deletion of required elements, modification of an element, merging of arrays. These are the operations on array. So coming to the next topic, stack. What is an stack? So what is an array? Array is nothing but collection of elements in a single data type. Okay, that is an array. Stack is also a collection of array only. Yes, and collection of elements. Yes, which insertion and deletion can be done at one end, called top of the stack. Stack remains a pointer called as top, which always points to the topmost element in the stack. Okay, in the stack we will be perform the operation insertion and the deletion from the one end only. So that we are calling the top of the stack. If we want to insert with the help of the top only, we have to insert. If you want to remove, you can be removed from the top of the element only. Okay, we are collecting the elements like array only, but how we are performing the operation here? Performing operation in two ways, insertion and deletion. So insertion means inserting the element, there is a push So let we go. Okay, from one end only, that is called the top of the stack. Stack is also an ordered collection of elements like array, but it has a special feature that deletion and insertion of elements can be done only from one end, called the top of the stack. What is the operation we are performing? That is when we are inserting and we are deleting, that is a stack. So example, plates also, if you arrange the plates, yeah, in the dining hall, we will be pick one by one. If you want to add, where it will be added, it will be added on the top only. So that position we will be calling the top of the stack. On bangles, yes, example, bangles also, if you want to wear, it will be go inside. If you want to remove, from the top only one direction is there, we don't have the two direction for the bangles. So that is an example, bangles, and example, plates, this dish plates. So stack will become under the non-primitive data structures, whereas the array will become under the non-primitive data structure only. It is called as last in first out type. So if you want to remove, last in first out, first which is the last one, we will be remove that one the first. So last in first out, LIFO, LIFO. Example, train, yes, stack of trays, etc. At the time of insertion or removal of element based on the stack remain the same. So stack is also called as the last in first out type of data structures. At the time of insertion or deletion of an element based on stack remain the same. What are the operations will be performed? Push and pop. That is an insertion and the deletion. Which will be do the insertion and which will be do the deletion, means we will be seeing push. Insertion of element is called push. Pop. Deletion of element is called pop. So which will be push means we are inserting, we will become inside. Yeah, pop means remove, we have to go out. So that is a deletion. So what type of operations we will perform? We will be perform the two operation, insertion and the deletion. That is in push and the pop operation. So for inserting an element into the stack, we have to, what operation we have to do? We have to do the insertion, that is an insertion, that is an push operation. Insertion operation is called the push operation. Deletion operation is called the pop operation. See, this is the stack I am taking. This is the hand better. So the bangles, if you are arranged, the elements we will go. If you want to add, there is a push operation. This is the top of the stack. So the all operations, the insertion or deletion operations can be done on the special feature that is called the top of the stack. And it is also called, the stack is also called which one? Last in first out. Which is the last one I push, that will be remove the first out. Last in first out. Out means that is an deletion. If you want to remove, that is an pop operation you have to perform. If you are inserting means you have to do the push operation. We have only two operations on the stack. Stack implementation. So stack implementation using the array you can be. Dynamic implementation means using the pointers. So for the implementing, you can be use the array, means that will become under the stack implementation. If you want to use a pointers, means that will become under the dynamic implementation. So implementations are the two types. Next, queue. What is an queue? Queue means line. We will be make the arranging in the order. If you go for the prayer, what we will be do? We will be make the line. If you want to take the ticket, we have to follow the queue. Yes. Like that, what is an queue means? Queue is nothing but first in. Who will become the first? They have to take the ticket. They have to be linked. So first in, first out. Type of data structure. Stack means first in, last in, first out. Who will be getting the last? They have to come the first. So last in, first out. The queue is an which type of operation it will be performed? It will be perform the operation that is an first in, first out. Here we have the two ands will be the entry and the exit. So which is the entry and which is the exit, how the insertion will be there, how the deletion will be there, let we see. So queue are first in, first out type of data structures. In a queue, new element are added to the queue from the one end called the rear end. If you want to add, that is called the rear end. If you want to remove, yes, elements are always removed from the other end, that is called the front. That is called the front end. So front end, so through the back we will be adding, yes, the line. If you see, if you want to add, they will be come back, yes, that is an rear. If you want to remove, after taking the ticket, how we will be go? We will go from the front. So that is an front end. We have the rear end and the front end. So front end, what the operation will be do? That has to be remove the elements. The elements are always removed from the other end called the front end. If the new element is added to the queue from the one end called the rear. Rear means back, front means front only. See, this is the front and this is the rear. If you want to delete, this is the front end, you can be delete. If you want to insert through the rear, you have to. Not in the first, we cannot be add. So the front will be deletion part and the rear will have the insertion part. So this is a representation of the queue. See, this is an queue in the data structures. If you want to go out, means first in, first out. Who will become first? They have to be go out. Who have the last in, last out. Okay, this is a token, this is a queue. How will be out? If you are removing, this is an, what we are calling, this is an front end. Removing means, out means rear end, front end. This is an last in, last out. This is an rear end. New elements are added to the queue from one end called the rear end. If your new elements are added, if you want to adding, where we are adding? In the last. So that is an rear end. If you want to remove the element, that is called the front end. See, new elements are added to the queue from one end called the rear end. Elements are always removed from the other end called the front end. So railway reservation, queue of railway reservation is an example. That is a token where we are taking the ticket. So that is the example we can be given. Prayer also. If you go for the prayer also in the schools, we will maintain some queues. So what are the queue operations implementation? Static implementation and dynamic implementation. Queue also we will be using the array and using the pointers for dynamic implementation. So we have the two implementations, static and dynamic, using queues and using pointers. So what is an queue? Once again, queue is an ordered collection of items in which insertion and deletion of elements can be done from two different ends called the rear end and the front end and rear end. Insertion of element done from rear end and deletion of elements are done from the front end. What are the operations we are doing? That is, and it will be work on the based on two, last in first out and first in first out. Okay, now based on that it will be perform the operation. What are the basic operations? Insertion of the element, deletion of the element, and we have to display also display of the elements. So these are the three operations can be operations can be performed on queue. And next we can be implement on based on two, that is a static implementation and dynamic implementation. Static implementation using the arrays, dynamic implementation using queues. And coming to the linked list. Linked list is nothing but the list. List can be collection of elements. Collection of elements is called the list. Or list can be defined as a collection of variable number of data items. List can be defined as collection of variable number of data items. Lists are most commonly used as non-primitive data structures. Stack is a non-primitive, queue is a non-primitive, and link is also non-primitive, and array is also non-primitive. Lists are commonly used non-primitive data structures. Yes. List of elements of list must contain two types. One is for the storing. Yes, list of elements. A list is a collection of elements called node, which contain the two parts, that is in data part and the address part. So in the data part which stores the element, address part which stores the pointer, store the address of the next element in the list. If there is a no next element, it is stored null value we will be stored it. The last it will be stored the null value. So list is a collection of elements. After collection of elements we will be calling the node we have to call. So for the node we have the two parts. One part is an data part and it is an fixed. Yes, address will contain the, it will be stored the pointer using, we will be use a pointer to store the address of the next element. Address will be stored into the address, and if there is no address is at the end, so what we have to store, we have to store the null value we have to be stored. Okay, how we will be represent the node, how to represent the linked list, let me see. A list can be defined as collection of variables, number of data items. Lists are the most commonly used non-primitive data structures. List of an element of list must contain at least two fields. Element of list contain at least two fields, one for storing data or information and other for storing address of next element. Okay na, one for the data and another for the address. We have the two fields. See, these are the node. We will be represent the collection of elements, we will be calling the node. The node will contain the data and the next, this is an head, and last one we have the null. Okay, in the data I am storing the A, B, C, D, and the next will be contain the address. Head indicating the first element in the list. Head, this is an first element. So which is the first one we don't know, so it will be, head will be represent the first element. Head indicating the first element in the list. Data field is used to store the data. Next field is used to store the address of the next element, not that. Okay, next element address has to be stored in the next field. Null will be represent that this is an end of the list. The starting first element in the list is an indicate the head, and last list will be end with the null. So null will be represent the end of the list. See, data how will be represent 2647 is an data. The address of the 42184 will be linked to the, it will be stored, it will be stored the, this is an next address will be holding the address of the next element. So 4 address has to be stored into the first node. 6 address will be storing into the second, and 4th address will be stored into the third. So like that, and last there is no another node is there, so that's why it will be represent with the null. So node will be contain the two fields, one is an data and another one is an address. The address will be holding the address of the next element address will be storing here, so that is an address field. So it will be link, so that's why we got the name as an linked list. So linked list is nothing but collection of elements called the node. We will be called the node. So list also it will be collecting the elements. How we will be linking? So it will be linked through the nodes. So that is called the node. So what are the topics we discussed? We discussed about the array. What is an array? Array is nothing but collection of elements. Yes, we will be collection of elements in a single data type is called the array. So array will be indicated with the square brackets. Yes, that we have to specify the size, and how the operation, it will be based the operations on the, for reading we have to write the loop, for the writing we have to write the loop. Yes, if you want to reading single dimension, single loop we have to use it. For writing single array means we have to write the single loop. For the two dimensional array we have to use the two loops for the operations for both the reading and the writing. And coming to the stack is nothing but it is a collection of elements. In the stack we have only the one end, that is called the top of the stack. If you want to insert, you have to insert from the one end only. If you want to remove, you have to remove from the one end only. So that is then push and the pop operation will be done. The special features we will be used, that is an push operation and the pop operation, that is an insertion and deletion. The element can be done through the first in first out only, last in first out operation will be performed. So based on that, so what are the operations? That is then what they are the two types of operation, that is insertion, that is in push and the pop. If you are insertion, if you want to insert the element, call the push operation. If you want to removing or deleting the element, is called the deletion pop operation. Okay, what type of operation, how can be implemented means static and dynamic, static implementation and dynamic implementation. So what is then queue? Next, for the queue, how we will be queue will be taking for the stack example, plates, yes, dish plates or bangles, these are the examples we can be write it. For the queue, railway, So it is also non-primitive data structures. Q is also, but in the Q we have the both and will be there. Yes, first in, yeah, first in first out only you can be perform. First in last out. So there the two operations can be performed. And next, if you want to remove, that is called the front end. If you want to add, that where we will be adding, we will be add from the rear, from the back, that is an rear end. So these are the two operations we will be performed. So how we will be implemented means static and dynamic you can be implemented. And coming to the linked list, so linked list is nothing but collection of variables, number of data types you can be collect. So collection of variables or the collection of elements is called the list or the node we will be calling. So we have the two operations, two fields, not the two operations. We will perform the two fields, one for storing and one for address, to store the address. So one for storing the data or information, another for storing the address of the next element. So address data is unfixed, the value has to be stored in the data place, whereas coming to the address you have to store the, what we have to store, we have to store the address of the next element address has to be stored. And next, to represent that which is the first one, which is the first node means head will be indicating the first node of the list. And next, the last one will be indicated the null. So there is no another address means you have to represent with the null only. Okay, now these are the two fields. So the collection of elements we are calling the node. So the node will contain the two parts, one is an data, another is an next. So data will be holding the value or the sum, you can be write the ABC or the integer numbers. If you want to declare the char also known. Okay, and next if you want to declare even the float values also. So next will be hold the address of the next element. B address will be stored into the A address. So like that it will be stored. Head indicating the first element in the list. Data field is used to store the data. Next field is used to store the address of the next element. Null represent the end of the list. So linked list. So 2, 4, 6, 7 is in data. For that we have the address also. But 2, 4, 2, 1, 8 will be holding the address to where in the first node of the address. Yes, in the address field will be there. So 2184 will be holding the address of the next node. And 3225 will be holding the address in the second node. 5571 will be holding the address of the in the sixth, that is in third node. So here we are not storing the continuous, this is a dynamic memory allocation. So why it is a dynamic data structures? Because it will be at the runtime we will be declaring. At the runtime, the data memory will be allocating at the runtime. So that's why we are calling the dynamic data structures, because the allocation of memory to the data structures at runtime. So this is an example why we will take. So in the array, before compiling only we have to specifying the address, we are specifying the how much memory we need it. We need the 100 memory or 50, 200, 300, how much memory location we need it. We have to specifying in the square brackets. Whereas the linked list, we don't need a specified, is not fixed. You can be fixed at the runtime. How much memory you need it, at the time you can be use it. Okay, this is an linked list. So the linear data, what is the linear data structures and what are the examples I am taking? I am taking the for list, arrays, queues, stacks and the linked list. What is the definition, how we will be representation, and what are the operation, how we will be represent and what are the operations, and I am taking the and along with the examples. Okay, this is about the linear data structures.